1992, my mom bought me a little Ren and Stimpy postcard book. I was only 8 years old, so it's not like I was doing a lot of traveling, but still, I had to have that postcard book. Every card was a little still from the show, and I spent weeks just poring over each one, trying to draw every single pose. I mean, it was like my favorite book. And 90% of the words were just eediot. So before I review Veediots, I feel like you should know the kind of person you're dealing with here. I saved that postcard book my entire life. Birth certificate, birthday cards, all that kind of crap, lost it. But I kept the book. And I promised myself at the age of 8 that one day, when I had my own place, I would frame every one of those stills and hang them on the walls. And 2 decades later, that's exactly what I did. And in fact, they're hanging around the caricature that the show's creator, John Chris Falusi, drew personally for me, which, by the way, hangs next to the personalized drawings I've got from Jim Smith and Bob Camp, the show's co-creators, speaking of whom, Bob and I once sang the entire Royal Canadian Kilted Yaxman song together. So to say I'm a fan of this show, that wouldn't even be accurate. I'm a product of it. Most of my understanding of the world around me was shaped by Ren and Stimpy. So when I tell you this game sucks, I mean, that's brutal honesty. And I want you to know, it makes me feel dirty. And the dirt won't come off! So Veediots sort of reminds me of a game called Mickey Mania. This is like the Ren and Stimpy equivalent. Every level's based on a different episode of the show. You get to play through classic scenes. It was a great idea for Mickey, it's a great idea for Ren and Stimpy. But here's the thing, this game's not as good as Mickey Mania. That game was based on 7 cartoons, this one only has 3. That game's levels were just packed with references and characters and all kinds of crap from those cartoons, and this one's got title cards. And listen, as much as I love Ren and Stimpy title cards, I mean, I could have used more Ren and Stimpy. So you start off in The Boy Who Cried Rat, which is a great episode, and even though the gameplay isn't great, I mean, it's The Boy Who Cried Rat, so I'm on board. But then you beat the level, it only takes a few minutes, and you're already moving on to a new episode. This time it's Stimpy's Invention, which is one of the best episodes. But in a heartbreaking twist, it's also where you realize this game can go suck eggs. Because this level sucks eggs! In fact, it's actually 5 levels. So before, where you at least had the promise of changing episodes every couple of minutes, now you're stuck in the same terrible levels with the same terrible gameplay for what seems like forever before you finally move on to In the Army. And then the game ends, and it actually makes you happy. Like a helmet. Sick little monkey. Actually, I don't even know what's more disappointing here. The fact that the levels are designed so poorly, or the fact that they're only kind of similar to the episodes they're supposedly based on. Like, there are a million things you could do with the Stimpy's Invention level, but instead, all 5 of those levels, they just all have the same look, which means the gameplay becomes the focus, which means repetition and boredom become the focus. I mean, if the strength of your game is the license, use the damn license! References, characters, scenery. I mean, look, I'd be fine with a bad Ren and Stimpy game that felt like Ren and Stimpy. Aside from the music and a few nice sprites, this doesn't feel much like Ren and Stimpy. There's nowhere near enough vitamin F. But I guess there are a few nice sprites. Some of them actually maintain that Spumco style, which is awesome. But at the same time, it only makes you wish the game did, like, as a whole. I mean, I could write this game in 5 minutes. You'd start by escaping the pound from Big House Blues, and then Stimpy would have to run from Muddy Mudskipper, like in Stimpy's Big Day. Then you have to subdue Ren during his breakdown in Space Madness. I mean, the game writes itself. Instead, you get 3 cartoons and 5 levels about Bunsen burners. Ren and Stimpy was just a groundbreaking show that changed cartoons and set the tone for the next decade of animation. Ren and Stimpy video games didn't have quite the same effect. This one's probably one of the worst. Now, the main version of Veediots was released for home consoles, and that one's at least better. But look, this one you want to stay away from. Believe me, I take no pleasure in saying that. I mean, I have Ren and Stimpy VHS tapes for no other reason than they're Ren and Stimpy VHS tapes. And even I wouldn't want Veediots for the original Game Boy. Huge thanks to our pal Casey from Wenatchee, Washington for sending this in, though, and he sent it specifically for me, too. Thanks, Casey. Hope you get a fridge with a padlock for Christmas. And huge pectoral muscles. Hopefully you don't just get another copy of this. No, sir, I don't like it.